Hi, I'm Jill with the West Regional Branch of the Mobile Public Library, and today I'm going to make strawberry milk tea. Strawberry milk tea is my favorite order at boba tea shops, and if there's something I like, I always try to DIY it at home. And after some trial and error, I think I have figured out a pretty good recipe. There are like 3 different ways you can make strawberry milk tea. The first one is to just buy a mix. I do not recommend that. Mixes tend to be a little on the artificial side, though there are some that are better than others. The second way, and this is what most of your boba tea shops do, is they take strong black tea and then they mix in some sort of milk, either real milk or a milk substitute like soy milk, and then a flavored syrup. Since they have these separate components, that allows them to offer their customers a lot of different choices about how they want their tea prepared. And then the third way, and this is what I'm going to do today, is to make your black iced tea, and I'm going to add strawberry milk to it. When I've made this before, I have used Assam tea leaves, which Assam is a type of black tea that is generally recommended for mixing with milk, but tea is all naturally caffeinated, and all that caffeine is playing havoc with my acid reflux. So I went and looked into getting a decaf variety, and unfortunately my tea shop did not have a decaf Assam. They had a decaf Darjeeling, and now Darjeeling is typically not recommended to mix with milk. People usually say you should drink Darjeeling plain. However, I don't tend to like plain tea, so we're just going to make do. This is an experiment. I have not tried this before. So I'm going to put the entire 1 ounce sample packet in here, and that's about just a little less than half a cup. Yeah, this line on here I happen to know is half a cup. And again, I am using my pitcher to brew this, but as I've discussed in other videos, use whatever you've got. Use a strainer or an infuser or anything else that you like. And I'm also going to put about 2/3 cup sugar in here because that is the sweetness level I typically enjoy. And again, this is one of those things you can customize to your taste. And I've already heated up my water, so I'll pour this in. Okay, give it a stir. Make sure all that sugar is nice and dissolved. And put this in, and now I just have to let it steep. And this is one of your black teas, which has a little bit more sensitive brewing time than an herbal tea like an hibiscus. The package says to brew from 3 to 7 minutes. So I am going to just make a guesstimate, since I have not made this particular tea before, and say 6 minutes. I'm going to start my timer. While I'm waiting for this to steep, let me tell you a little bit about boba tea and where it comes from. Boba tea originally started, which is also named called bubble tea, though I think I hear boba more frequently, but it just kind of depends on where you are, whether you hear boba or bubble. But anyway, it originated in Taiwan in the 80s. No one knows for sure who invented it because there are several tea shops that started about the same time, and they all claim to be first. But basically the idea is at the time there was a big popularity of coffee shops, kind of like Starbucks, where you sold all kinds of different flavored coffees, and someone in Taiwan decided, that would be a good idea, but let's try it with tea instead. So that's what a boba tea shop it really is the tea equivalent to Starbucks, where they have a variety of different teas and flavorings and additives, and you can customize your drink however you want to drink it. One thing that sets boba tea apart from other teas is the fact that they put the tapioca pearls down in the bottom, which is, I think what most people think of when they hear boba tea. Is those little chunks, because I don't think there are any other beverages out there besides bubble tea that you actually end up chewing. And you'll notice when I was talking about making this, I didn't say anything about tapioca pearls, and that is because I don't like them, so I am leaving them out. Even when I go and order strawberry tea at a cafe, I always tell them to leave out the toppings because I do not want to chew my drink. And it is still, technically speaking, is still a bubble tea because the bubbles actually refers to the shaking process, because they would typically combine all the different flavors in a cup and close it up and shake it, and then that would make the tea bubble on top, especially if it had any kind of dairy in it. That would increase the bubbles on top. So despite what most people think, the boba does not actually refer to the tapioca pearls, it refers to the bubbles on top. But if you want to add tapioca pearls to your drink, you can in fact buy a bag of them. They are a pretty specialty item. I have not seen them in any of our local grocery stores, but you may be able to find them at one of our Asian markets, and if not, you can definitely order them online. This has still got a couple more minutes to steep, so I will be right back. Okay, my timer just went off, so I'm going to take the leaves out. Set this aside, and I'm going to fill up the rest of this with ice. And I'll get some ice water, some water. I didn't want to put too much ice in there, or else it would take forever to melt. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this is tightly closed. Give it a good shake. Okay, so that now all feels cooled off. And it is time to test it out. See how this tastes. A couple more pieces of ice in there. And get my strawberry milk out of the fridge. And I'm going to fill up this cup about 3/4 Darjeeling tea and fill up the rest of the way with the strawberry milk. That's not bad. Not bad. I think that was just about the right amount of tea leaves. Okay, and now for the making it bubble milk part. Yeah, I could just stir this, but I think it actually does taste a little bit better. Where's my cap? Okay. I think it really does taste a little bit better if it has those bubbles on top from shaking. That is good. That Darjeeling turned out just fine. you know, regardless of what the tea experts may say, I think the key thing is, did you come out with a beverage that you enjoyed? And I really like this, so I'm going to call it a success. I hope you give this a shot if you like boba tea, bubble tea, milk tea at all. This is very, you know, sweet and delicious. And also, you know, maybe you want to try something else. You know, I did a strawberry milk because strawberry is my favorite, but you could also do chocolate milk or banana milk, or just use a plain milk and your favorite fruit syrup. The possibilities are endless. And although I brewed my Darjeeling for this, you could very easily use any kind of black tea, and your sweet tea is actually made from a black tea. So if there is a pre-prepared black tea that you like, feel free to try this out using that. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.